Hello to that one person that's watching. There's two people. To the two people that are watching, is there any suggestions that you have for Beyblade? Just any items or creatures at this moment in time? Please do not suggest a dragon. I've done 3 of them. Um, if you want to suggest something, just type it in the comments below, or to the right of this video. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for everyone to get here, let's just start off with showing off some of the material I use. I use a tri-circle when it comes to face bolts. There's also halves and then a one single hole. I have a left or right one, and then I have one that can spin only to the left or only spin to the right. Um, Here is the spin track I use. I have this, which has multiple different sections, which allows me to have multiple different colors within it. This one is just one giant circle, which allows for it to be one singular color without having too much weird shapes pop up. This is the tool I use to make tri-wing Beyblades or three-sided Beyblades. And here is the basic setup that I have. So this is the basic base that I use. Come down here, get the new one, get rid of all this. Let's start off with just making a random shape. Huh. Ooh, that would be a really cool idea. Alright, let's zoom out, quickly set this up. This makes it much easier to, when I'm zoomed in, scroll up and down. I think for this one, I'm gonna do a key. This is just the rough layout. This is not going to be the complete design of it. This is a really, really rough draft. Do a triangle. For the three viewers that are watching, is there any suggestions that you would like to see created in any way, shape, or form? If so, please let me know. If you type in the comments what you want to see, I'll put it on the list so I can do it. Get rid of that. Make that transparent and red. Transparent red. Transparent red. Zoom out. Since this is not fully connected, gotta go a little bit further. So now I need to cut and paste this over that. Group those together, which will pull those to the background. I can group these together. And then I can group them with that. What do you two think? Should I make this a gold based ring or a iron based ring? Yellow. Move that. Okay, to focus in that. Do, do, do. Mm, there we go. There's all those comments. So, gold, gold, iron. Make a panda. Okay, I'll put that in the list. Okay, so that's 2 gold. So from there on, I will use gold. Let's copy, paste, remove, remove. Okay, since this is a key, I feel like we should do some sort of treasure chest. So I'm gonna sort of build a treasure chest. And to fit the theme, I'm gonna stick with the gold pattern. Put this in the center. That'll help keep the consistent spacing. Since this is not perfectly centered, I can always just take the whole line and shift it over until it matches the center fold. Okay, there we go. Group those together. Go over to my Beyblades and quickly scroll down so I can pull from some of my later designs. Global. Is it that one? Need to pull a bit of blue. So that need to pull white to each section. And then do linear. Should probably pull a bit of dark over to here to allow for a better shade. There we go. Pull down, pull wide. So there's this. Da, 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 da. Let's put that keyhole in there. So to make this keyhole, let's zoom in. I should probably copy and paste this first. Here we go. As a rough outline of what the brown's gonna look like. Pull these out. Now that I know what size I'm using, this will allow me to give a better design setup for the keyhole. Pull this a little wider. Since these are going to be like very, very dark, best to outline them like that. Since this is like this, it's sort of like these gold pieces are rivets. Let's go over to this. Oh, I should probably go over to the fancy version where the fancy, there we are. Pull the wood coloration from over here. This will allow me to have better coloration, better design to the chest. Give it the nice little look to it. These are just the design parts. Now to focus in. Should I use the key for the attack ring or for the spin track? Let's pull and then copy, make a paste, remove, and then pull this over here. I think I should probably make this, and then what I should do should bulk the outline, ungroup, group, 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 cut, paste. To give that illusion that it has space in it. No, wrong one. I want this one. There we go. Let's zoom in. So the attack ring should be the chest or the key. See, is it dark out? It's, custom. Since we're making it black, and then that. Let's make it half shade. This, no, a little too bright. Okay, so let's dim this down then. That's a little better. Make a black outline, zoom out, and then I can pull this over that, ungroup, pull this to the foreground. The key should be the attack ring. Okay, so then I shall pull this to here. Since this is so big, I can shrink it down. And to add the material for it, I feel I should start off with this. And then it should, let's zoom in. There we go. This will allow me to have two different choices. Should this be a single rotation or a double rotation? Meaning it can spin both ways, or should it only spin one direction? Um, to give a little more smoothness. Gotta go in closer. That's as close as I can get, so let's just... Okay, double rotation. One way direction versus double rotation. I guess what I could do is I could make the attack ring itself a double rotation, meaning if you put a different face bolt on it, it can spin in two directions. Let me zoom out even further. Just right there. And then from there I can yeah, so I'll make the attack ring itself double rotation. So it's possible for the attack ring to spin left or right. But for the face bolt, I think what I'll do is I will make it a one direction, so that way it makes it more versatile so other people can use it. Since this is going to be like a treasure chest, treasure hunt sort of thing, I should probably make some desert sand. So let's start off with this. Let's go with a deep brown, pull out, remove. It's always good to find color palettes that are close. So that should do it. And since this is such a nice looking sand, let's increase the color. Let's make this all one color for the time being. And then improve this color by increasing its shine factor. And shine factors are not easy to control. Let's pull out that. Actually, let's remove, add. This is supposed to be like that. When building a Beyblade, always make sure that your color palettes are not too close to each other, otherwise when you overlap them, they won't do very well. Pull that forward, add another one, add that. Time to add in that. I can remove that. So then I add this, and I remove this, add that, go to that, and I can remove that. This has already got that nice color to it, so I can just skip past this. Go like that. And I think oh, that's so much better. Pops more. Radial, do that. When creating a Beyblade, like I said before, always make sure your color palettes aren't too close to each other. Make sure one pops more than the other. That way you can see the outline and the design factor of a different Beyblade. Also, a great way of allowing the other one to pop much more is to take one of them and make it semi-transparent. So like pull out some of the style of it. Like if you want to just pull barely any of it, I suggest just going just past purple. This will help allow the Beyblade a little more diversity when it comes to showing any Beyblade parts that are underneath it. It should Okay, that should be good. So now that that is done, I can combine these two. Move a little out. See how you can see under it? This gives it a nice pop with the ring because the ring is solid. You can't see through it. So when you put it on something else, it won't have that that nasty overlap of the same color palette. Since this is so big, I should probably shrink it further. Alright, since that, right, so I should focus on where I'm going to put this key. Since it's got a nice selection, I can rotate it just a bit. And go like that. Yeah, that's not bad. And to pull in, I can Alright, so now ungroup the pair, take the key and this, group the pair, ungroup the pair, that pulls it forward without having to remove the other one. Since I already have the sand palette, I can use that. That keeps it in line with the other parts, gives it a little more flavor to it. Right here. No, I feel like it should be more of a lush green. Since this is a beachfront based material, it should indeed reflect a beachfront, so it should have grass. Remove. There we go, that's a little better. To show off how let's pull this. This will allow me to prevent it since I need to rotate. So when rotating on Google Slide, always pay attention to how you do it. So what I do is I make copies and then I paste them at both ends. This allows me to, when I rotate the original Beyblade, put a perimeter box, which allows you to move anything inside the box a full 360 without that item getting off kilter from the center point. So this will allow me to copy and paste this in a in the box, so that way I don't have to deal with rotation problems. So if I were to say, for instance, copy paste, let me zoom in. So as you can see right here, I have the key in line with the center, just like this. And if I rotate it now to make a mimic, it's no longer centered. It will not be perfectly centered. the way it was. So always be careful when building Beyblade parts that you keep it in line by having a perimeter box. This allows you to copy and paste loads of stuff. Rotate. There we go. Take those, cut and paste, bring them to the forefronts. That looks pretty good. Since the key is on top, I will put that in that pattern. So a royal red? Yeah, I could do that. Ooh, I know what I could do. Since a lot of material. Right there. So I want to add a V to it. But that's not going to do. So what I should do is this. Use a lightning bolt. Here's the great thing about lightning bolts. They both double as a lightning bolt, as a flame outline, and as a windy flag outline. So if you ever want to build flames or anything wavy, lightning bolts in Google Slide is the way to go. Be careful when building this. Always want to leave a little room in the center to make it that V shape. You don't want to put them too close together and make the ribbon look really, really weird. So starting off, make sure you keep close to this line. It's the outlines if you ever want to make a flowing flag with two parts. A two-part tail. And then when you do that, it should give you the rough outline of a really good flag, a long flag. But since this is not going to be a flag, this is going to be a little ribbon I'm going to add to the key. So notice how rough this looks. You can just alter it just hair by hair until it feels right. So since this is going to be like this, Always be careful with your edges when you do the waves. Uh, Make sure when you place them that you place them in places where they would work. If you do not do so, you will have this weird effect where it'll be sharp here and wavy there. So always pay attention to location to give better wave effects. And you can always move stuff around if you don't like it. This is all you have to really do. That feels a little off. Since I don't have enough to do the two, I can pull this out. When making round and smooth stuff, I suggest focusing in on centering the dots. When you create something, center the dots to allow for make the shape of that you're trying to make a little smoother. If you're trying to make it smoother, do so like I've shown, to center in between the two dots to allow for a better transition to the next part. If you don't, you could make it really flat like, and no one likes a flat flag. And what I mean by a flat flag is when you're making a 2D shape and you want to be wavy, you don't want it to have square edges to it. See this? This right here is not smooth in the least. This should do. So here's the royal red I'm going to add in. This should give a better royal color to this. Let's zoom out, get to the key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this because I'm going to make this part of the core. this creates a sort of yeah, as you can see right here, makes it pop a little more. Um, this allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff with the shape of the Beyblade. Since I am doing a two-bladed item, it is always best to have symmetry, and like I said before, it is always good to have this um, border box, because you can just do a simple 180 and the shape stays the exact same. Since that's all done and dusted, oh, I forgot, I should probably make all black, transparent. This allows me to work a lot better. Beyblade, zoom in. It's on the sand, but I want to give it a interesting feel to it. Deeper. And the inner one should be a sandy color to give that still beach feel to it. And I think what I'm going to do is, for the center, I'm going to make it the watercolor to give an ocean-like feel. Because this is supposed to be on a beachfront. So, see here how you have these open wide spots, and these would, on a normal Beyblade, would be torn to smithereens. A way to prevent this is by basically doing this. I want to rotate this. Let's make it transparent so I can see what I'm doing. Rotate. That ought to do it. Creating this design allows for ooh, I forgot. Well, actually, I can make this. No, I could do a see-through combo and to ungroup and ungroup, ungroup. I want to group those together, cut and paste. Take these two together, group them. Think this time I'm gonna leave this on the foreground, and I will like trying to get it to go around that hole. There we go. That's a little better. Pure black. I'm gonna copy and paste the object, overline it, zoom out so I can do a full rotation. bring the key on top. So now that I have that all set and done, I can do that. Group those together. Now when you're done and dusted with setting where you want the making the designs, it is best that you, after you're done, sync them to the center. So your Beyblade becomes symmetrical and does not have rotational problems. Because if you do not have it on symmetrical in both X and Y axis, they will not necessarily spin great. So what do you think so far? Is that good enough for the attacking, or should I make a little more popping color? Or like add something a little extra to it? Let's pull this over to here. Yeah, it is a pretty good start. Let's head over to the spin track and sort of work on this. So, to give a rough idea, I feel like we should shrink this down. The one problem with spin tracks is you can make a really cool object, but then it's way too big. This is not too big. Trust me when I say it's not too big. I've had spin tracks that are a lot smaller than this. So like that. Should I what do you think? Should I use the open chest or the closed chest? Which one feels a lot better? um should probably focus in on yes. What is your question? So you're asking if I put the chest on the Beyblade, will it just be like a whole box spinning? On both? Uh, no, no. It's more of a design factor, rather than the actual hit point. And it's not going to be the actual shape of the Beyblade. If a Beyblade was shaped like a treasure chest, there's no bloody way it would actually stay stable. That thing would be spinning and wobbling like crazy. And if you're asking about something else entirely, please let me know, because there are times where I misread what you're asking. Since this is a desert, sorry, not a desert, a beach based material, should I go for a nighttime setting or a daytime setting? Since this is sort of like a pirate based thing, should I do a should I go for a day or night based coin? I'm gonna be doing a gold coin. Okay, so you're what you're saying is go for more day coin. Okay. go. This is so you. This is how you sort of get that diamond shape out of it. And for it to pop more, you make it brighter. So to make it brighter. Oh, wait. I already made something that's brighter. Here we go. And since this is all one piece, so do be aware when I'm creating this, this is the spin track part I'm creating. I am, what I'm doing is I'm building the spin track that's gonna go with the key on this, on the attack ring. So these are two of the same hole. It is better to have a all-around theme for the whole thing and not two separate themes, unless if you're doing a polar Beyblade, which is a Beyblade that has polar opposites, both a day and night, or dark and light, or a good and evil part of the Beyblade. If you do not have that on both sets of this attack ring and the spin track, it will not flow perfectly with the color scheme. So it's always best to focus on keeping the color pattern, the color palette at close but uh, similar to each other. So if I were to make it a nighttime based Beyblade, I would go over to the to the key, and what I would do is I would make something here a darker color. Probably this piece of sand right here, I would probably make a dark color to make it stand out more, or I might go for a night sky sort of feel to it. Probably do something that has black and blue in it and make a sort of starry night in this section right here to create this illusion of nighttime. But since we decided daytime would be a little more beneficial towards the Beyblade, here I'm making a daytime based Beyblade. I'm making the parts to the spin track. And since this coin is so big, the barrier box makes it very easy to rotate all these pieces into place. going to combine these. Whoa! I'm going to undo that. That is a very weird effect. I'm going to ungroup them. And I am going to ungroup them again. What the blazes was that? That was weird. Well, time to go and redo each side. Hopefully they don't glitch out the next time I go to rotate and connect them, because that would suck. And since the sun has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octa, let's make this a really good circle. Right here, right there. Create another one. Since it's interfering with each other, I'm gonna do like that. Move it to that side, like that. There we go. Oh, whoops. Let's cut, paste, make this. There we go. Now let's shrink this down. So, how's it going in the chat? Since that's like that, let's make that like please don't blow up, please don't blow up, please. I hope these don't blow up. Don't blow up. Dang it, no! Shoot! I truly wonder why they do that. See, that's gonna be a big problem, so I need to undo that. Need to group that. Since these guys aren't cooperating. I need to create a box to go around in the circle along with it, so when I go to group them, they don't freak the frick out. So zoom out. Okay, so those are not in line. Ooh, that's a little off center. That's gonna bug me. There we go. Interested to know why that was off center. There we go. It's no longer off center. Where's this center? Where's this bloody center? Group those together. There's that. There we go. Group these, copy, paste. Now that that's all done and dusted, I can remove each. Okay, so just group them all together. Oh, I forgot. This I can remove. This I just need the center. There we go. Ooh, that looks so good. And now, group them all together. Group them with the coin. So now everything is all set. I can remove these, and hopefully these designs don't blow out of the sky. There we go. Look at that nice design. That's not gonna blow up. Shrink it down. All right. So, it's been what? An hour and a half? that's why does it keep doing that? I really wonder why. Why do you do this? I don't want you messing up. Why do you keep messing up? There's no need for you to mess up. So why do you mess? So basically what I'm doing here, since these guys are like having a fit, I'm just moving them a tad, seeing if that fixes the problem, because all of these should not be messing around with them. Hopefully that will like recenter them to where they're supposed to be so they don't fly about. Okay. Let's see. When I copy and paste this, I hope it... Nope. For some odd reason, they go flailing about, except for that one. Why is this one not affected? Well, there's an easy solution for this. Transparent. Now that they're perfectly in line with each other, I can just use the shadowed outlines to mimic what I want. Ooh, they're not perfectly aligned. That'll do. There we go. So, how is everything going for everyone on this fine, fine day? It's really frickin' cold where I'm from. Doo, 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 doo. Here we go. Slowly but surely getting them all realigned. My nose is stuffed up, so it's kind of hard to speak properly. Right. It's all one piece. When I go to copy and paste, this should not be doing this. Why? Okay, at this rate, since I'm having too much trouble with this, what I need to do, well, I do have these finished. So I guess what I could do is since this is having such a big problem, I guess I'll just stick with 2 coins and have those 2 coins be the main basis. See, look at this. Why is it that those two are unaffected? The others seem to be like radically changed and altered. I had it perfect and everything, and I had to go and hit the cut and edit. At this rate, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in with smaller triangles and just fill it in. Because I'm sort of sick and tired of seeing this happen. Doing this will allow me to just create them. There we go. Okay, now that I have that, I can go around and just remove these lines. Don't know why I bothered trying to continue trying to work with something that was clearly not going to go my way. When something is not working right or it's glitching out like I have been showing of recently, the best thing to do in this scenario is to just straight up remove the problem at hand and create a solution. Ungroup and ungroup. Oh my goodness, ungroup. Then should be able to Now, I should have the capacity to create this. I live in the one part of my house that is so freaking cold. I have to live with the amount of snow. My room is basically an ice age. This should, once I'm done, be the basis for my design. With this combination in hand, this should allow me to remove that, make a copy of this, and yay! They no longer spurt out weirdly like trees or vines. So now I can make multiple of these. Now, the one thing to be careful about is when it comes to making. When it comes to making Beyblades, to be careful how many pieces and parts you put into the design, because the more complex and the more parts you put into it, the more laggy your page is going to get. So what I think I'm going to do is paste. So, there. Oh, that's a lot better. Now I can put that on one side. Now that I have that, flip rotation. So, group. Since these are group. Group. I think what I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna name this Treasure Hoard. TH. So now that I got that there, I need to simply add in the small little detail. Solid. Since treasure is sort of like a solid piece of metal, what I think I'm going to do is I think what I'm going to do is use this and then Okay, so now that I have this all set in stone, I can go ahead and move this up here and work with it. So here is where I suggest when you have a really wacky shape, a really unique shape that's hard to come by, what you do is you go ahead and create grid system. What you do is you create a whole bunch of squares, stretch them out, and put them where you feel like they would work, and then line them up by centering the different parts. Group them that to create more of a perfect setup. Remember, when you're making Beyblades, it is always best to have uh, well-designed shapes. If you have one part lopsided more than the other side, um, Beyblades won't spin as perfectly as you intended, and that can create a lot of problems. So it's always best to create I like to call it the square net. um, this will show you where your points have to be in comparison to um, the areas you choose. So as you can see, now that I have this all set in stone, I can zoom in and go ahead and be careful when this happens. When it does this, zoom out just a little. Uh, Always be careful about that. Make sure once you're done with all this, that you don't put the wild, weird, unique shape on top of the box grid that you have. Just find an open spot, so this way you can always line up where you can see where it pokes out one side. So this is sort of what I do when it comes to making unique shapes. This helps straighten out everything and make everything parallel and uniform. This allows everything to fall where it should. Now when it comes to this scenario, always just draw a line. That will help immensely. You can go ahead and heck, done messing with me? Oh, let's zoom out. Okay, in. So there we go. Make sure to put it in the exact center of the crosshair, otherwise it will not be perfect. So always be careful of how you make things. And be careful that you don't move things out of the way when you go to do that. So now that I have this completely finished, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this grid and move it somewhere else when I'm done. So that way, if I ever want to make this shape again, I can go back and I can use that grid system to make this shape. Move that to the forefront. Sandy beach, there we go. So now it is all complete. This is now the spin track, and I feel when I go to complete all of this, I can take that away. I can take this away. That's centered. I can take this. Copy and paste. This is going to be a big one, so maybe I can take the attack ring and actually shrink it down. Sorry, not the shrink it down. I could probably make it bigger. Yeah, I can definitely go for a bigger sized one. Since I'm here and since it needs to be bigger, let's... There we go. Wow, those stick out a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, ungroup, ungroup, ungroup. Smaller, but not by much. Yeah, yeah, we're very close to it. We're very close to Pirates of the Caribbean, basically. So, I hope that this will better. That is a little better. A little. So I still need to shrink it a small bit more. Because this design is sort of wow, look at that. What happens? Okay, so 45-degree angle. So just a bit smaller. I'll go a little bit smaller on it to shrink it down just a small bit more. Just a eensy beensy little more. think that's a lot better. That's a lot better. That is much, much better. Don't you think? So we have the key. We have everything set up. Ooh, yeah, that's better. Because now with this design aspect, that feels great. Because now the weights will line up. These keys will be made out of metal. They'll be painted on gold, so they'll be painted gold, but they'll be a heavy metal, so that way it gives it some heft to it. The rest of this is going to be plastic. The underside, these coins will probably not, will probably, well, actually, yeah, they'll be gold. These coins will actually be metal, full metal, for each 3 coins. They'll give it a lot of weight, so this is going to be probably a heavy hitting defense type. But yeah, so what should we name it? Well, actually, first I feel like we should first figure out which way it should spin. Should it spin to the left or to the right? Should it be a left spinning Beyblade or a right spinning Beyblade? So let me copy and paste and then. So, should we have it spin to the left or spin to the right? Okay, to the left. Got it. So the selection is this. And now that's done, I can go ahead and create a face bolt for this. Since it's spinning to the left, I will be using this piece right here. Um, with all the uniqueness of this, I feel it would be best if I use this one. And then I use the two-sided one to give more sand-like effect. Let's do a curve to it, because now I can rotate this curve, and then it's right there. There we go. To give it more of a sandy sort of vibe to it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two. These two are gonna be the green, and then the rest of this, I need to remove these two and these two. So this allow me to make these colorful without needing to do special edition material. With the weight system in place, I feel it would be best if it was a anchor. Considering what we're doing, I feel it would be best to have an anchor-like design. Let's redo this. Cut, copy, paste. And to finish it off, take this and add it to Facebook. Or should I do a skull and crossbow for the... I'm feeling... Wait. Oh, that would be beautiful. Okay, I'm doing that. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a really big giant X. To sort of symbolize X marks the spot, I'm gonna do a big red X. There we go. X marks the spot. Oh, I should probably... copy and paste, and then what I... There we go. Make transparent. Use the underside. Increase the size. This is how you get shapes like this. Let's take this and no, it's the other way around. 180. There we go. So that's how you get that outline without oh, I also forgot. It should probably be white because pirate maps usually have the outline as white, not black. But looking at it, I should probably undo that because it's not popping as well as it should. But there we go. What should we name this Beyblade? Really think we should name this something fun and exciting. Should we name it Lost Treasure? Because it's sort of like a lost treasure and X marks the spot and stuff like that? Or should we call it Pirates Pirates Plunder? So Lost Treasure or Pirates Plunder? Those are really good names. Those are really good names. Pirates Plunder or Lost Treasure? I'm leaning towards Pirates Plunder. Yeah, uh, I, I guess that's it. The name of the Beyblade is Pirates Plunder. I think the face bolt should be called pirate because it's shaped like an anchor and then this X on the marks the spot. That's how they mark their plunder, and the key is going to be called plunder. So the full combination is pirates plunder um, uh, treasure hoard. So pirates plunder treasure hoard. Pirates plunder treasure hoard. It's a really nice name. And it looks really, really good. So, yeah, thank you so much for helping me out. It's been over 2 hours. I only do this for 2 hours so I can make one Beyblade. I will be doing on the next stream the Panda Beyblade. Next stream will be in another 20 days. So that will be, well, actually, I think I should reset it so it should be the 20th. The 20th of next month. The 20th of December. The 20th of December, I'll be doing a live stream for the Panda Beyblade. So thank you all for tuning in, for those of you that did. And I hope that you enjoyed watching my step-by-step design creation, showing how I make my Beyblades. But thank you all, and I'm ending the stream here. I'm very thankful that you all watched the video. But for now,